Hello!
Hey there! Sup, nerds? So we're back, and we are still in this first game that we are explaining as much as we can for you guys.
Yeah. This is Magic the Gathering, if you guys are new to this episode. New to this series. Yeah, the series. You need to go back and watch episodes 1 through whatever we've done so far, because this is going to be confusing to you. If you know how to play Magic, welcome. We are just teaching people, and then we're eventually going to play some games. And if you guys are still learning, Jason's going to tell you what is going on, and you're all caught up to this point.
So right now, we are at 19 of our 20 hit points. Our enemy is at 11, so we're looking pretty good right now. And at the moment, it is his turn. He just played this. He finally got a third resource and was able to play this creature. So, Skywinder Drake. It is a flying creature like ours. 3 attack and 1 health, and it can only block creatures with flying.
Yep. So if we hit it, this thing flies so high in the air. Look at the art. That thing flies so high.
Way above that.
He can't go down there. He doesn't have time to go down to the island and block any of the creatures coming in.
He can't be bothered with these.
Not going to be bothered by it at all. So
just the ground people.
So, that's basically his first big play. Is he's got a Skywinder Drake now. So he's putting that out on the battlefield, and that thing has summoning sickness, so it can't attack this turn. And now it became our turn.
Yeah. So he had used all his resources. He had nothing else in play. So that was the end of his turn. And now it is ours again.
We just drew a card. What's this card?
So this is another new type of card.
Yep.
We have not yet seen one, but as
Ruby
you can see,
Medallion.
Yes, it's called Ruby Medallion. It's got like a gray border, so you know it's serious.
What does the gray border usually mean in Magic the Gathering?
It usually means a type artifact.
Yep, or an equipment, I think, is also.
Or an equipment, yes. Yeah. So, this is similar to an enchantment, or
they are kind of similar, aren't they?
Or yeah, it's very similar to an enchantment. Actually, it's one of those cards where you play it and then it comes out into play and just sits out on the field. Mm-hmm. But and then it has like some type of ongoing effect.
Yeah.
And what this one means is red spells you cast cost one clear less to cast. So anytime that we have a card in our hand that has like,
let's give him an example.
So this one says 1 clear and then 2 red to cast. So if we were to play our little Ruby, then this one would only cost 2 red.
Yeah, forever. So while that thing is in play. So this thing costs 2 to play, and then for then on, everything that we play will cost 1 clear less to play. That's a red spell.
So effectively, you play the Ruby, and then after playing 2 more cards, it's already paid for itself.
Yeah. So it's a neat little card. We're gonna go ahead and play that right now. So it's gonna cost us 2, and you'll be able to see that some of our spells are now cheaper to play. So we only have 2 resources left. This thing says it costs 3 to play, but since we have the medallion, so let's take a look at that again. Red spells cost 1 less to cast, so that means that this thing now only costs 2 to cast. Does that make sense? Because 3 minus 1 equals 2, so we can...
So we should play that card.
We can play that one. The reason why this one is good to play and why Jason is recommending that we play this one right now is because, as you guys saw in the past episodes, we talked about this card in particular. Flames of the Firebrand deal 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and/or players. So if we play that, which we're going to play right now, we're going to be able to do 1 little ping damage to the Skywinder Drake, and that will kill it. And then we can do the other 2 damage to the
player.
Opponent. Yep. So
let's do it.
So we're going to do choose target creatures or players. We're going to choose the first one for a creature. We're going to do 1 little damage there, so I'm confirming it. And then the other damage, let's do to the player. So I'm just basically making choices of what we just talked about. So 2 of them are going to go to that. And there we go, fire going everywhere.
And Talran takes 2.
And Talran takes
down
2.
To 9. And now we can attack.
Now we move into the combat phase, as you see right here. So we're going to go ahead and attack. It's just, this guy's got to be shaking in his boots. I bet you he's crapping some dipes.
Yep.
Because
And actually, so it's pretty important the order in which you do things in this game too. Like, had we attacked first, the enemy could have chosen to block because he had slime, and then we would have lost one of our guys.
Exactly.
And he would have lost his too, but we both would have been lost.
So logically, it's better for
us to kill his guy first with just an ability that's a one-time use thing anyway, and keep both of our creatures.
Exactly.
And it actually did some damage to him.
So as we move on, we did the damage to him, our creatures went and attacked, and then it started his turn, and now on his turn, he's playing this card called Sleight of Hand. It's a really neat blue card, only costs 1, so if you look at his resource row up at the very top of the screen, he has spent 1 resource, and he still has 2 available to do this. This is a sorcery spell. It's not instant. So he's basically casting a little spell that says, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Why is this good?
So this is a great card because not only does it replace itself, it gets you a card back into your hand, a new card, but it also helps you cycle through your deck to get the cards that you really want at any particular time. So basically, he's paying 1 resource to get...
Kind of look into the future.
Yeah, he's getting to look at 2 cards in his deck, pick one, and put that into his hand. So...
Pick the best one.
Yeah.
And then the other one just goes down on the bottom of the deck. It's a very powerful card, and that's what blue decks are kind of about. They're about like looking into the future. They have a lot of flying creatures. They mess with time. Jason and I really like blue decks. If you were to look at the decks that we mostly play with, we're almost always playing blue decks because they're about control. There's a lot of power in blue decks. Red decks are very ferocious and powerful, like punching.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive, do a lot of damage, lots of fire type of stuff. I mean, obviously it comes with red decks. So we'll go ahead and let this guy do his sleight of hand.
One more thing about so it said the very last word of that card was you put the second card on the bottom of your library. Library is just another word for your deck.
Yes. So he was able to get another land. So now that he's up to 4 land right now, and then he spent the 3 remaining land that he had on putting down the Skywinder Drake.
Again, another one.
So this is, we already killed one of these, but now he's putting down another one. So we'll go ahead and continue. And now that is out in play. So now it's our turn. We
still no land for
still
us.
No land.
But what do we got? We got options now.
What is this guy? So this guy is a prodigal pyromancer. He costs 3, but he only costs 2. Why does he only cost 2?
Because we have our ruby crystal.
Because look, we got our freaking ruby medallion out there. So he's only going to cost us 2 resources to play. This guy is a turn 3 overall, 1/1. Terrible stats. Why does he have such terrible stats?
Because his ability is actually pretty nice. So what that little circle with the curvy arrow thing means...
It's an important...
It is, again,
icon.
one of those...
it's an if-then
things. But what that means is it's like when you attack, the card becomes sideways and it's exhausted, meaning you can't use it again that turn. This is something that you can just straight up turn him to exhaust him to pay the cost of the if-then statement. Then you get Prodigal Pyromancer deals 1 damage to target creature or player.
And that's free. You can do that every single turn.
It doesn't cost any resources, which is great. So it's like...
He just sits out there and he's just throwing little fireballs around.
So that's what you're paying basically for that in the cost of playing that card, which is why his stats are a little bit crappier.
Yeah.
But it's a great card. For especially right now where he has a guy that only has 1 health.
Yep.
And we could just wait a turn. So right now, like, if we were to attack, he would block and kill one of our guys, and it would kill his guy.
Yeah.
And we would only have 1 flying guy left. Or, one option we have is to play this guy that we were just looking at, and then not attack with our 2 flying guys, to not risk getting either one of them killed. And then on our next turn, use that guy, tap him, and deal 1 to his flying guy and kill it.
I agree with Jason on this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this guy. It only costs us 2. We're gonna put that out. Normally it would have cost 3. And then like this thing says, tip creature abilities. You can't activate a creature's tap ability if you cast the creature this turn. Just like with the tapping.
Yeah, it's the summoning sickness is the same thing. You can't do anything that will require a creature to tap.
This card, normally this would cost 3, but it only costs 2. So overall, the 2 cards that we're going to play this turn would have normally cost 6, but they only cost 4 because we have the Ruby Medallion out here. And the reason why this card is good to play now is we already have so much heat coming on this guy, and we're in such a good position
far ahead
that we can put this out safely. And he's in trouble. This guy's in like really big trouble.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and play this.
If you play that at the beginning of his next turn, he is gonna take 2 more damage.
He's gonna take fire damage. So I think we should play this guy, or not play him, but attack with him, because as you can see, the second part of this guy's text says, whenever an opponent is dealt damage by a red or instant sorcery spell, you control, blah blah blah, or a red planeswalker you control, return this card from your graveyard into your hand. So if we attack with this guy, and he blocks, yeah, we both lose our creatures. There'll be creature on creature damage. They'll kill each other, but I'll be able to get my guy back out of the graveyard much easier than he can get his guy out in the graveyard. So in the scale of who wins in the situation, we're gonna win just a little bit more because we're going to be able to get our guy back. He won't be able to get his guy back. So it's bad for both of us, but overall we come out ahead in that situation. So hopefully he blocks, because then we'll kill his guy, which he's going to. Watch, the 2 dragons are going to fight each other now.
And they both die.
And they're both going to die, so watch, they go into the graveyards. But if we do damage to the player, which we're going to do right now, what we did damage, now we should be able to get our guy back. Oh, with a instant or sorcery spell. It wasn't, so never mind.
Yeah, so it was an enchant.
He's playing a card. What does this guy do?
So this is a sorcery card that he's playing. It's a one-time use kind of card. It just puts 2/2, meaning 2 health and 2 hit points, blue Drake creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So basically, he's almost putting what we have out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we had out before.
And he's putting 2 of them
So
out.
2 of the little 2/2 guys.
Yeah. So basically, he's summoning 2 drakes to come out here. So let's go ahead and continue. Watch, there'll be 2 little drakes that'll pop out. There they are. We can take a look at them.
Yeah.
See, there are 2
So
like...
they're just tokens. Just have flying, and that's really their only ability.
Yep.
And right now, so we take 2 damage because of our own ability there.
Yep.
That's okay. And here's the thing. At this point, we can't really attack our guy. Is this what we just drew? This is what we just drew, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good because it deals damage to target creature and 2 to its controller.
For some reason, it like went straight to combat.
That's weird.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, so normally the turn goes, you know, beginning of turn, you draw and stuff, everything readies. Then you have a main phase to play cards. Then you have an attack phase for combat. And then you have another main phase. But for some reason it just went straight to combat.
Which is okay. We're just going to
Anyway.
go ahead and win the game right now, though, because what this guy does, the Pyromancer, is we can... we're not going to attack
Yeah, we
with
don't
him.
want to attack because he has 2 blockers that would just kill both of those guys.
So, what we can do is... there's a few different ways we could win right now. And this is just kind of like a cat playing with a dead mouse, because it's already over for the mouse.
It's over.
It's way over for this guy. He only has 3 hit points left, our opponent. So what we can do is let's ping him. Just like really quickly. So let's go down to this thing and
Activate that ability. Or can you even do that? You can't do that during a combat phase.
yeah, we can. It's in the end phase right now. So I don't know why it's not allowing us to. I mean, it totally should be allowing us to, but maybe it's because would gain health. Okay, I don't understand why we can't. Anyways, we're gonna play this, and we're gonna blow up one of these drakes, and then that will also do 2 damage to our opponent. Now he's down to 1 health, and then this thing that we have, it says at the beginning of each player's upkeep, this thing basically does 2 damage. It's gonna do 2 damage to our opponent, and
just this vortex, just hanging out.
Yeah, it's just
hanging
sitting
out on
there.
the board.
It's on the board, just
vortex.
So we're gonna end our turn. Here goes the end of our turn.
And then the game is
and then it's just gonna blow up. Look, it's happening. It's happening.
Game
over.
Achievement unlocked.
We just got an achievement. Jason Monday wins, as always. What's neat about this game is that when you win matches, as you see, since we just won this match, we just unlocked a new card. So
and now we can go and edit our deck and like take things out, put things in. So put this one in.
It says you have defeated Talrand and unlocked a card. And then also, since we beat him, I think we get the deck. Or we already had the deck, didn't we?
Yeah.
But that is going to be it for this episode. We actually won.
We finally won
a game. So we're going to go. We're going to go back to the campaign screen and probably go on to the next match. But let us know if you guys are getting it, if you're understanding everything. The game is much more simple than we're making it sound like, because there's so many different little keywords and it's all of that. And then you'll realize, like, oh, they explained haste, you know, in detail. But then as soon as you see haste from then on, it's just kind of like, oh, that's what haste means. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.